So, good morning. Current affairs. Okay. So, a reservation was in the news. Okay. Because of so many reasons. First, Karnataka government passed a reservation bill or quota bill for private sector. Yes, that was the first news. Second news, with respect to Bangladesh, anti-quota riots. Yes. And third, fake certificates. Okay. Again, this particular issue is related to a reservation. Yes. Okay. So we will be discussing that particular issue of reservation in detail. Okay. What are the provision? What are the judgments? Why it is necessary? Okay. And what are the loopholes? Okay. Then we will discuss that what is the difference between affirmative actions and reservation. Okay. Quota system and affirmative action. What is the difference? Okay. Along with this, we will also discuss caste system. Okay. Why? Okay, what is the caste system and what is the need to give a reservation or affirmative action? Okay, so first let's discuss about caste. What is caste? Because it is directly linked with reservation. Okay, what is caste? Huh? Varna system is not the caste system. Yes, Varna system is not the caste system. Okay, but what is caste system? Anyone? So, not system of discrimination, system of social hierarchy. Okay, which is discriminatory towards certain section of the society, not system of discrimination. It is a particular social system, okay, where various castes are hierarchically arranged and certain functions are assigned to certain sections. Yes, yet, okay, this particular system became discriminatory towards certain sections of the society because with the time more and more liabilities are attached to the particular section and more privileges are given to certain section. Yes. And how it evolved? So it evolved from varna system. Okay, that was mentioned in the 10th mandal of Rigved. Yes. Okay, so this is caste system. So write down certain things about varna system on the one hand, caste system on the other hand. Look, any of the current affairs we will discuss in this manner. Okay, I'm not going to teach something like these are the fact and mug it up. Okay, we will pick one or two topic from that particular week and we will discuss, okay, all the aspect of that particular topic in detail. Okay, because this particular topic is from your society section. Okay, so we are combining that society section to polity section. Yes or no? Okay, so caste system, varna system. Varna system, okay, varna system mentioned in Purush Sukta. Purush Sukta. Purush Sukta hymn of Rigved. Rigved. Okay, but it never talks about untouchables and outcast. Never talks about untouchables and outcast. Four varnas were there. Four varnas कौन कौन से थे? Brahmins, Kshatriya, Vish, and Shudra. Only four varnas. But it never talks about untouchables, never talks about untouchables and outcast. What is the purpose of Varna system? Very good. Okay. Social division of labor. First point. Social division of labor. For any society, okay, certain works are divided. Okay. For social division of labor. Okay. That social division was by birth or by qualities, capabilities? By capabilities. इसीलिए तो कास्ट आया ना. हम सिर्फ वर्णा सिस्टम का अभी देख रहे हैं. ओके सो व्हाट वाज द पर्पस? डिवीजन ऑफ लेबर. ओके सेकंड कोहेजन. कोहेजन cohesion between the different segments of the society. Cohesion and cooperation. Cohesion and cooperation. Okay next, that division was based on capabilities or abilities rather than by birth. rather than by birth rather than by birth. Okay, there are certain theories which are attached with this particular concept of Varna system, like that we mentioned that Purush Sukta hymn of Rigved, that is divine divine origin theory. Divine origin theory. Divine origin theory. What is divine origin theory? Because according to Rigved, okay, one uh, uh, one Purush, okay, was there, and from his brain, Brahmanas are born. Yes, from his shoulders and biceps, okay, Kshatriyas are born. Yes, so in this manner, so it is a divine origin theory. Okay, second, Guna theory. Guna, because certain people are saying that this division is based upon guna. Okay, whatever your quality or whatever your ability, according to that ability certain tasks are assigned or certain varna is assigned to you. Okay, one is racial theory, because varna means color. Okay, so one more theory is racial theory. Racial theory. Okay, now caste system. This is enough for varna system. Okay, what happened with this system with the time? What happened? It became, okay, discriminatory. Why? Because from now onwards or with the time, those tasks are assigned by birth. Okay, not on the basis of their capabilities, not on the basis of their abilities. Yes or no? Okay, the offsprings of Brahmins became Brahmins, offsprings of Kshatriya became Kshatriya. Okay, in this manner, so that Varna system became caste system. Okay, so according to this particular notion, can we say that four Varnas were there? So now there are only four castes? No. Why? Because of specialization of work. Okay, many castes are born. क्योंकि एक तो काम होता नहीं है ना. There is not only a single work in the society, so many tasks are there. Okay, and on the basis of those tasks, okay, what happened? Innumerable of castes were born. Okay, write down. Caste system is the system of social stratification. System of social stratification which involves which involves hierarchically arranged which involves hierarchically arranged hierarchically arranged closed closed endogamous strata. Hierarchically arranged closed endogamous strata. What is endogamous? What is endogamy? Two terms, endogamy and exogamy. What is endogamy? Marry within your own caste, and exogamy, intercaste. Okay, so closed endogamy strata where membership is ascriptive, where membership is ascriptive, where membership is ascriptive, comma, contact is restricted, contact is restricted, and mobility is theoretically impossible, and mobility is theoretically impossible, theoretically impossible. Okay, system of social stratification. What is a stratification? Hierarchically arranged, first thing. Second, stratification. What it means? What is stratification means? Yes, no. Social stratification means different people are arranged in hierarchical order, and they are having unequal access to resources and other opportunities. Unequal access. That is why inequality, okay, was there in the caste system, and it is still present. Why? Because of that stratification. There is no problem with that hierarchical arrangement of any system, but that stratification is bringing inequality of opportunity. Okay, next thing is closed endogamous. What is closed endogamous? We have discussed. After that, membership is ascriptive. What is ascriptive? Based on birth. Okay, based on birth, something which is achieved. Okay, whatever you are doing right now, okay, you will be an IS officer, so this is your achieved thing. And something is ascriptive in nature, which means in the family that you are born, okay, that is your ascriptive status. आपके पीछे वो जो सरनेम लगा हुआ है, which is ascriptive in nature, not achieved. Got the idea? ये डेफिनेशन याद होनी चाहिए, रट जानी चाहिए. Ascriptive. Contact is restricted. Clear है? Okay. That is untouchability. And mobility is theoretically impossible. Why mobility is theoretically impossible? Brahman will remain Brahman throughout his life. Yes? Shudra will remain Shudra throughout his life. Okay? His status will not change. Okay? In whatever manner, yes or no, okay, he will remain, okay, in that particular caste only, irrespective of his economic status, educational status, or political status. Yes, this is caste system. Okay, in varna system mobility was possible. Okay, in varna system, if you want, you can write, in varna system mobility was possible, but in caste system mobility is not possible. Okay, in varna system that status can be achieved, but here that status is ascriptive. You got the idea what is caste system? Okay, to dismantle this particular caste system. Why? Because it is rigid in nature. Okay, we have discussed why it is rigid, because membership is ascriptive and mobility is impossible. Okay, moreover it is endogamous in nature, and contact is restricted, means it will perpetuate untouchability as well, because concept of pollution and purity is also attached with certain tasks. Okay, like certain tasks are considered as impure, like sweeping. Yes. Okay, next point, concepts of concept of purity and pollution is also attached. Concept of pollution and purity is also attached with this system, along with occupational division of labor. Along with occupational division of labor. Occupational division of labor. Yes. So basically, caste system became caste system of discrimination, because certain caste who are in the higher level of hierarchy were provided privileges, and those who are at the lower ranks attached to certain disabilities. Okay, and there is one ideal in our constitution, that is equality. Yes. Okay, and to achieve that equality, this system needs to be dismantled. Yes, that privileges should be disability. Yes or no? For that, affirmative actions, okay, were envisaged in our constitution. Okay. Yes. Affirmative action. Heading: affirmative action. Write down. A set of anti-discriminatory measures. A set of anti-discriminatory measures intended to provide intended to provide access to access to preferred position in the society. Preferred Access to preferred position in the society of members of group of members of group who would otherwise excluded who would otherwise excluded who would otherwise excluded. Yes, who would otherwise exclude it. This is affirmative action. Okay. Give certain example of affirmative action. Reservation. More. Reservation तो है ही. Apart from reservation, what are अरे नहीं यार. What are other example? Reservation is okay. Apart from that, like which one? Spatial status to whom? We are discussing certain groups or certain section of the society, okay, are provided certain spatial privileges, like huh? वे नहीं यार, वो थोड़ी affirmative action में count होगा. What are other thing? अरे special policies and programs. Special policies and programs. Example: ICDS for ICDS for women and children. Yes, this is also one form of affirmative action. Okay, free passes in DTC buses for women. It is also one form of affirmative action. Seats in metro, separate coaches. Okay, more. हाँ, बहुत सारे ऐसे प्रोग्राम, ओके, these all are considered as affirmative action, okay, and reservation is one of the affirmative action, okay, that quota system or reservation is one of the affirmative action, okay. Reservation is a form of affirmative action. Write down, reservation is a form of affirmative action where percentage of seats are reserved, where percentage of seats are reserved, percentage of seats are reserved for people belonging to, for belonging to people belonging to socially and educationally backward classes, socially and educationally backward classes who are inadequately, who are inadequately represented in, inadequately represented in educational institution, educational institution, government jobs, government jobs, parliament or state legislation, parliament or state legislatures, parliament or state legislatures. Okay, you got the idea? What is reservation? Okay, now how it evolved in India? Evolution of reservation. Okay, so one is Article 15, one is Article 16. Article 15 clause 1 is saying that no, no citizen shall be discriminated. Write down, shall be discriminated on the basis of, on the basis of race, religion, caste, sex, and place of birth. Similarly, no citizen shall be discriminated on the basis of race, religion, caste, sex, place of birth in the matter of public employment. In the matter of public employment. This is Article 16 clause 1 and 16 clause 2. Write down fast. हो गया? Yes? Okay. So no citizen can be discriminated only on the basis of race, religion, caste, sex, place of birth. Okay. That is Article 15. No citizen can be discriminated only on the basis of race, religion, caste, sex, place of birth. यहाँ पे दो और चीज एक्स्ट्रा है. That is descent and residence. Two more criterias are extra in 16 clause 1, 16 clause 2. Okay, so only on the basis of these, matlab, what is the meaning of these two articles? Only on the basis of means you can be discriminated on other grounds. What are other grounds? Age, educational criteria, socio-economic backwardness. Yes, educational backwardness, these can be the criteria. Like in UPSC, you cannot apply after 32 years of age. So age is the criteria in discrimination. Yes? Okay. So after that, what happened? ये लिख लिया सबने? After that, there is one more article in Constitution. That is DPSP and in DPSP, there is one provision. Then state shall make, write down, state shall make special provision for, state shall make special provision for, special provision for advancement of socially and educationally backward classes. Socially and educationally backward classes. Socially and educationally backward classes. Socially and educationally backward classes, that is SC and ST. That is ST and SC. Okay. By following this mandate, this particular mandate, okay, Tamil Nadu government in 1950, okay, started their reservation policy. Okay. Because of their reservation policy, one student named Champakam Dorai Rajan, okay, Champakam Dorai Rajan did not get admitted in medical college. Okay. Because of that reservation policy, because he was from general category. Okay. He was having good marks, but still he was unable to make in that particular list. Okay. He reached to the Supreme Court. He reached Supreme Court. Write down Champakam Dorai Rajan case. Champakam Dorai Rajan case. He reached Supreme Court. Now, what Supreme Court said? Supreme Court said fundamental rights will prevail over DPSP. Write down. Fundamental rights will prevail over DPSP. Okay, if fundamental rights will prevail over DPSP, means reservation policy cannot be implemented. Yes or no? Means reservation policy cannot be implemented. That is reservation is violating the right to equality. Reservation is violating the right to equality. Yes or no? So that particular policy of Tamil Nadu government was struck down by Supreme Court. Now, what happened? Parliament is parliament. First Constitutional Amendment Act 1951 was passed, which added Article 15 Clause 4 in the Constitution. Which added Article 15 Clause 4. Yes? अभी हम डिस्कस कर रहे हैं. Okay? अभी जो हो रहा है वही तो हम कर रहे हैं ना, डिस्कस. बीच में क्वेश्चन मत पूछो, अभी हो जाएगा सारा क्लियर. ओके. एट लास्ट आपका पूरा इस क्लास के बाद में रिजर्वेशन से रिलेटेड पूरे कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर हो जाएंगे. ठीक है. फर्स्ट कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट एक्ट दैट एडेड आर्टिकल 15 क्लोज 4 इन द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, which specifically mentioned, write down, which specifically mentioned that nothing in this article, what is article? That article. Nothing in this article, okay, nothing in this article shall prevent state from making any special provision, any special provision for women and children. For women and children. No. Any special provision for the advancement of socially and educationally backward classes. Socially and educationally backward classes. For the advancement of socially and educationally backward classes, that is SC and ST. This one. That is ST and SC. Okay. So basically, Parliament specified that what is socially and educationally backward classes? SC and ST only. Okay. So now it is written in the constitution. It is written in the सामने बैठ के बात मत करो. It is written in the constitution. Now it is specifically, okay, saying that nothing in this article can prevent the state from making any special provision. Okay, so via article 15 clause 4, state governments and central governments started their reservation policy. Okay, via article 15 clause 4. Okay, right now. Hence, article 15 clause 4 became Article 15 clause 4 became the foundation stone for reservation and affirmative policy or affirmative actions of government. Affirmative actions of the government. Okay? Any doubt till now? Yes. Yes, reservation is discriminatory according to some scholars. That is why we are understanding this topic in this much detail. Okay, that what happened. Okay, what was the scenario? That is caste system that was discriminatory in nature. Okay, to end those discrimination, those privileges, those disabilities. Okay, government of India started reservation policy. Why they started? Because certain sections of the society were not adequately represented in educational institution. We have written that particular thing, that in educational institution, in government jobs, and in parliament. Because of that, government of India started a reservation policy. पॉजिटिव लिख लो, सेम ही बात है वो, सेम ही तो है. पॉजिटिव डिस्क्रिमिनेशन, एंटी डिस्क्रिमिनेटरी बात वही है. Positive discrimination will also leads to the equality in the society. Anti-discriminatory measures will also leads to the equality in the society. You can write what you want. There is no issue with that particular word. Okay. Next. So Article 16 clause 4 became what? 15 clause 4 became foundation stone for reservation policy in India. Okay. First, we will discuss reservation in educational institution. Okay. After that, we will discuss reservation in, and after that, we will discuss reservation in parliament. Okay, because article 15 clause 4 is more related to the reservation in educational institution. Okay, after that article 15 clause 4, government implemented this. आप चले जाओ बाहर, आपको नहीं बैठना है क्लास में. मैंने क्या कहा? मुझसे बोलो ना, डिस्टर्ब हो रहे हैं यहाँ पे. 15 क्लोज 4. ओके, तो क्या चीज है यहाँ पे? 15 क्लोज 4, 7.5% reservation for ST and 15% reservation for SC in government educational institution was implemented. Okay, you got the idea? After this particular act, 15 clause 4, now the question arises that can government of India implement the same reservation policy in private educational institution? Yes or no? Yes? No? That was the confusion. Okay, government of India implemented that particular policy in all the institution. Government, private, whether aided by government or not, they implemented that particular policy in all the institution. Yes? Now private educational institutions reached to the Supreme Court. What they said? that this particular policy is violating our right to business, right to profession. You got the idea? Yes? Write down. Next, PA Inamdar case. After this, 15 crores for what is? PA Inamdar case. PA Inamdar case. Supreme Court held that, Supreme Court held that, write down fast. We have limited time, okay? Supreme Court held that reservation cannot be enforced in the private unaided educational institution. Private unaided. Okay? Means reservation policy of government cannot extend, okay, in the private educational institution. Now it is clear to the government that we cannot implement that particular policy in private educational institution. Again, Parliament reacted. 93rd Constitutional Amendment Act 2005, and they added 15 clause 5. Write down fast. And they nullified PA Inamdar judgment. They nullified PA Inamdar judgment. That is, from now onwards, reservation policy of the government can be extended up to in the private educational institution as well. Right now, they nullified PA Inamdar judgment, and that is, reservation policy can be implemented in the private educational institution as well. That, okay, except minority educational institution. Except minority educational institution. Okay, so that reservation, that quota policy is applicable to all the private educational institution, all the government educational institution, except minority educational institution. Yes, notes will be available, okay, for today's class. आपको बहुत सारा printed material मिल जाएगा. बहुत सारा तो नहीं है, बहुत छोटे छोटे points हैं. ठीक है? You will get all the notes. You got the idea? Yes? Okay. After Mandal Commission case, you know that Mandal Commission case? Mandal Commission case or Indira Sahani case? Indira Sahani case. What was the case? In that particular case, 27% reservation for OBC was also recognized and it became constitutional. Yes? This after Indira Sahani case or Mandal Commission case, 27% reservation for OBC also recognized. Okay? So in educational institution, 7.5% for ST and 15% for SC and 27% for OBC implemented in educational institution as well. Okay, write down central educational institution, central educational institution, central educational institution, reservation in admission act, central educational institution, reservation in admission act 2005, and that implemented 27% reservation in educational institution for OBC as well. Okay, that affirmative action is expanding. Yes, now it is becoming discriminatory. That positive discrimination now, okay, turning into discrimination as well. Okay, because according to Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar himself, that reservation should be limited to the minority seats only, and now it is that minority seats are becoming the majority seats. Okay, because majority of the seats are reserved for, okay, certain category. Yes or no? Okay, we will be writing those quotes as well. Okay, so OBC reservation was extended 27% in educational institution. Now again, case was filed in the Supreme Court. Supreme Court in Ashok Kumar Thakur case. Supreme Court in Ashok Kumar Thakur case. Ashok Kumar Thakur case. What Supreme Court said? Supreme Court upheld the validity of Supreme Court upheld the validity of Article 15 Clause 5. Article 15 Clause 5 and this particular act, Central Educational Institution Act, Reservation in Admission Act, which means OBC reservation in educational institution became constitutional after Ajay Kumar Thakur case. Yes. So this is all about reservation in educational institution. Okay. Any doubt? Any doubt? कुछ डाउट है क्या? बताओ बताओ, पूछो. होगा ही सही ना? देखते हैं, इसको भी देखते हैं. इतना क्लियर हुआ अभी? मेरा कुछ पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू नहीं है क्योंकि मैं ऑनलाइन भी हूं ना. ठीक है, राइट डाउन. नेक्स्ट, आर्टिकल 16. Article 16. Now reservation in jobs. Okay, so Article 16 clause 1 clause 2 we have already discussed that. Okay, no citizen shall be discriminated only on the basis of race, religion, caste, sex, place of birth, residence and descent. Okay, only on these basis no citizen can be discriminated. Okay, after that, write down Article 16 clause 4. Article 16 clause 4. That is, nothing in this article shall prevent the state, nothing in this article shall prevent the state from making any special provision. Nothing in this article shall prevent the state from making. We don't have much time. Okay, we have only 2 hours. Increase your speed. Okay, आज की क्लास में तो हम सिर्फ एक ही टॉपिक डिस्कस कर पाएंगे. जो यूसीसी जो मैंने बोला था वो हो ही नहीं पाएगा फिर ऐसे, है ना? हमें यूसीसी भी न्यूज में था अभी. ओके, लास्ट वीक सुप्रीम कोर्ट गेव, क्या हुआ? Last week Supreme Court gave one judgment that Muslim women are entitled to that maintenance. Okay, so that UCC was again in the news and that can be asked. वो भी हमें डिस्कस करना है, तो जल्दी देखो थोड़ा सा. Nothing in this article shall prevent a state from making any special provision for the reservation for reservation in the matter of appointment, in favor of any backward class, in the matter of appointment for any backward class, Okay, 16 clause 4. So why are you using this particular article? Government implemented again 7.5% reservation for ST, 15% reservation for SC. Okay, the real problem regarding reservation, it starts after that Mandal Commission report. Okay, till date there was no such problem. The real politicization of that reservation issue started after Mandal Commission report. Okay, what was Mandal Commission? Was second backward class commission, and which recommended 20%, 27% reservation for OBC. Why this particular issue increased or led to politicization of reservation or politicization of caste? Yes. Yes, everyone started seeking for the reservation. Till now, we have discussed that reservation was given to socially and educationally backward class, that is ST and SC only. Okay, now from OBC, OBC means other backward class. Now every caste are saying that we are OBC. Even Marathas are saying we are OBCs. Jats are saying we are OBCs. Patels in Gujarat are saying we are OBC. Okay? So even forward class, Kshatriya class are also started demanding reservation under OBC. Okay? And because of that, politicization of caste was started. That is, politicization of that reservation issue was started. And now it reached up to its maximum limit. That is, now government are passing a reservation bill for private sector as well. Yesterday one guy from Uttar Pradesh, okay, one MP, he introduced private member bill, okay, to seek reservation in private sector as well. Okay, something like Ravan type का नाम है उसका कुछ. Okay, he introduced that bill. Yes, private member bill. Nowhere in the constitution it is mentioned. We have already discussed that in Article 16. Look, Article 16 is related to only public sector employment. Okay, government can. अबे यार बात क्यों कर रहे हो? क्या हुआ? कुछ डाउट है क्या? मतलब डिस्टर्ब होता है ना, आपकी वजह से सब लोग डिस्टर्ब हो रहे हैं. या तो चले जाओ उठ के, या फिर यहीं बैठना हो तो ढंग से बैठो. Government can only bring reservation in public employment. Okay, only public employment, not in private sector employment. Okay, second thing, it is only available for full time job, not contractual job. जो संविदा वाली जो वैकेंसी आती है ना, कॉन्ट्रेक्चुअल संविदा, गेस्ट फैकल्टी, it is not applicable for that also. It is only available for full time employment, public employment, not for private sector employment. Still they are bringing. Okay, अब ये कहां से ला रहे हैं पता नहीं. You got the idea? Yes, but it will affect fundamental right. Yes, yeah. That is why we are discussing right now. That is why that reservation in private sector bill was also introduced by Haryana government. That was rejected by Chandigarh High Court. Okay, the same Karnataka reservation bill will also be rejected by the Supreme Court of High Court in future. Okay, basically, politicization means what is happening when any political party or when any politician is failing, okay, in the promises that he made during his election campaign. Okay, now they all are resorting to the increasing the reservation or bringing new reservation. Yes or no? That is going. Okay, ये हो रहा है बस सोसाइटी में. Like in Bihar, they conducted caste census and they increased reservation. Why? Because Bihar government is failed, okay, in its mandate. Okay, they failed to provide jobs for their youth. Okay, so they increased the reservation. Basically, they diverted the entire debate of unemployment towards the reservation. Yes or no? This is going on. Everyone is diverting that unemployment related issue towards the reservation. Okay, now nobody is going to ask that what is unemployment rate. Okay, how much employment that government has generated. Yes or no? Now everyone is talking about reservation in private sector. Yes or no? Patna High Court rejected that extra reservation. Yes, Patna High Court ये लिखवाऊंगा अभी मैं. Okay, next. So after second backward class commission, 27% reservation was implemented. Okay, that particular case was challenged in Indira Sahani judgment. Indira Sahani case or Indira Sahani judgment. First, what Supreme Court said, that 50% limit should not be crossed. First, 50% limit should not be crossed. Second, no reservation in promotion. No reservation in promotion. No reservation in promotion. Okay. Third, 10% reservation for EWS is unconstitutional. 10% reservation for EWS is unconstitutional. Fourth, backward class identified only on the basis of social and educational status. Backward class identified only on the basis of social and educational status. Only on the basis of social and educational status. Okay. Now, look these 5 points of Indira Sahani judgment. All the 5 points are nullified. Now, reservation is in promotion. Going on? Yes, 10% reservation for EWS. Yes, 50% limit. Crossed. Backwardness is identified not only on the basis of economic and okay other criterias as well. So that entire judgment was nullified by Parliament in its subsequent amendment. Yes or no? Write down. Next thing. Okay, certain constitutional amendment which nullified that judgment particularly. Write down. 77th Constitutional Amendment Act. 77th Constitutional Amendment Act that added 16 clause 4A. 16 clause 4A. 16 clause 4A. That allows reservation in promotion. That allows reservation in promotion. So that particular judgment was again nullified. Okay. Second, 103rd Constitutional Amendment Act. 15 clause 6, 16 clause 6. 15 clause 6 in terms of educational institution, in terms of public jobs. क्या है दोनों? 10% reservation for EWS. Means that 50% limit is breached. Yes? In this manner, reservation is increasing. Okay, got the idea? Okay, what happened till now? Last, Janhit Abhiyan case. Janhit Abhiyan case. Supreme Court upheld the validity of 10% reservation of EWS. Supreme Court upheld the validity of 10% reservation for 10% reservation for EWS. So reservation in promotion is allowed. That particular Indira Sahani judgment is nullified completely and now everything is going on. Okay. Now, this is the background that we discussed regarding reservation. There are other cases as well, like M. Nagaraj case, okay, was also propounded by judiciary. But that M. Nagaraj case was also diluted by judiciary itself. in its subsequent judgment. Okay, so there is no need to discuss, okay, in that much detail. Okay, so this is the reservation, okay, in total, in terms of educational institution and in public employment. Now, what is the need to provide reservation? Give some arguments in favor to that. Okay, to uplift those historically deprived classes. Okay, very good. Next, equal, okay, social justice and equality. Okay, because of the historically disadvantageous section, they are historically disadvantageous. Next, adequate representation. Okay, that adequate representation means proportional representation or no? That many politicians are saying that reservation should be proportional. Now they are talking about proportional representation. In fact, they are making their speeches in parliament as well. Yes or no? So are we talking about proportional representation or adequate representation? Adequate representation. And what proportional representation means? Okay, in terms of their population, what percent their population count, okay, the same number should reflect in government jobs, educational institution, and in parliament. Will it be right or no? Why? Why proportional representation is wrong? Means you are saying that what Rahul Gandhi is demanding is wrong. Yes, जिसकी जितनी आबादी उसका उतना हक. Yes or no? So their population is 1%. So 1% will be given. There is no issue with this. Why it is wrong? My question is why it is wrong? Everyone will be having their equal representation, okay, with respect to their proportion in the caste, okay, or with respect to their proportion in the total population. Then what is the issue with this particular notion? Yes, tyranny of how? How? It will breach right to equality. Yes or no? It will be breach that 50% notion. It will undermine the democracy itself. We are saying that meritocracy has no meaning. Okay, if there is no equality. But now you are compromising the entire merit. Yes or no? Now democracy will become mobocracy. You got the idea? Democracy will become mobocracy if we go with this notion. Yes or no? Apart from that, uh, according to this notion, okay, all the seats will be reserved for that particular community. Okay, so are we having homogeneous population in a particular constituency? What about other people who are living in that area? In fact, this issue is still persisting. Like, what about the general category population who are living in ST SC reserved seat area? What about them? They can also say that we are not getting representation because they are denied their right to representation in parliament. Getting my point or not? Okay, so it will further, okay, increase that particular discrimination. Yes. Okay, so basically this particular notion will undermine the entire notion of democracy as well as the notion of reservation as well. Okay, because according to again Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, who wrote this constitution, okay, he said that reservation should limit to the minority seats only, otherwise it will undermine the whole notion of affirmative action. Okay, he made that particular statement in constituent assembly, and all the people who are swearing in, okay, by the constitution are not abiding by the same constitution, the same provision, or to the notion or the statement of the same person who wrote that constitution. They are merely raising the slogans. Yes or no? Okay, in the name of Dr. Ambedkar. But nobody is following, okay, his ideals. Okay? Write down certain arguments in favor of reservation. First point, it is political necessity. It is political necessity for all the sections. It is political necessity for all section should get due representation. All the section should get due representation in the area of policy making. All the section should get due representation in the area of policy making. Due representation. Due representation. That due representation means adequate representation, but not proportional representation. Second, to correct the historic injustice of thousands of years. To correct the historic injustice of thousands of years. Next, to provide level playing field for backward section. To provide level playing field for backward section. Level playing field for backward section. Okay. Meritocracy is meaningless without equality. Meritocracy is meaningless without equality. Okay, the same argument you can use in polity, the same argument you can use in society section as well. Okay. That is why we are discussing this particular topic in detail. Okay. Next. To ensure social justice and social empowerment. To ensure social justice and social empowerment. To reduce the gap between haves and have-nots. To reduce the gap between haves and have-nots. To ensure social justice and social empowerment. To reduce the gap between haves and have-nots. Next, caste system is not merely, uh, sorry, caste occupation link. Caste occupation link may have been broken for upper caste. Caste occupation link may have been broken for upper caste, but not for the lower segment of society. What this statement means? This is a very nice statement. Okay, in the argument of reservation policy. Okay, other other arguments are very generic in nature, social empowerment, equality, but this statement is very powerful. What it means? Caste occupation link may have been broken for upper caste, but not for the lower caste. Matlab,
but for lower caste is still that important tool for accessing various opportunities. That is, for example, still there is discrimination existing on this basis.
okay, we can say yes. More?
And also you need for the lower caste, you need that tool of कि हमारे साथ historical caste discrimination होता है. That's why we need reservations. You need that caste for a question.
Yes, yes, yes. Very good. Apart from that, anyone? Yes, we will discuss loopholes in this reservation policy. Yes, we will discuss. We are discussing all the things related to reservation. Don't worry. Ah, that caste occupation link may have been broken. Means for Brahmins, for Kshatriya, and for upper caste, that link is broken. Now they are not doing their traditional work. Like Brahmins are not doing that traditional work of being priest, or they are restricted to education. They are doing all sorts of work. But that particular caste occupation link is still there for lower segment of society. Like who are cleaning those manholes? You got the idea? Who are sweeping the roads? Okay, that link is still not broken for the lower caste people. Okay, this statement, it is all about this. Yes. Okay, so it is broken for upper caste, but it is still okay related to lower caste. They are doing the same polluting task. Okay, nobody from upper caste are doing those tasks. Okay. Next, the normal process of development may not automatically close the gap. The normal process of development may not automatically close the gap between dominant and marginalized group. The normal process of development may not close the gap between marginalized and the dominant caste, or the dominant groups. Dominant groups. Okay? These are certain arguments with respect to reservation. Now, argument against. You have so many arguments. Now, give all those arguments. Forming of vicious cycle. Like, what is that vicious cycle? Very good. Okay. That elite segment among Dalits, elite segment among ST, okay, has been created, and their generations are getting a reservation. Okay. But the real beneficiaries are not getting a reservation. Okay. We have so many examples in our public life. Okay. We are witnessing that those elite section among Dalits are getting benefits of reservation. Okay. First. Second, मोर वे अभी इतना बोल रहे थे उसके अगेंस्ट में, बताओ ना पॉइंट्स. Against the fundamental right. Okay, right to equality, meritocracy will be compromised. कैसे? Same, meritocracy will be compromised. Okay, she said the statement. More, it is dividing the society. We brought this particular policy, okay, to end this sort of discrimination and to bring the notion of equality in the society. But this particular policy is aggravating that caste consciousness. Yes or no? Now caste became your identity. To get OBC certificates, to get fake OBC certificate, yes, to get SC certificate and to get fake SC certificates. Yes. So that caste became your identity. Now caste consciousness is further ingrained in your minds. Okay. So it is further aggravating that caste division in the society. Very good point. Next, vote bank politics. Okay. The real issues of public life like unemployment problem, inflation are diverted towards reservation issue. Okay. Next, that 50% limit was crossed. Okay, they are in fact violating, okay, the statement of father of the constitution. Yes. Okay, more, right to equality. Okay, right to equality. Next, and what about the upper caste people who are poor in nature? Their condition is very much bad. Okay, in fact they are marginalized completely. Why? Because they are not getting any scholarship from the government. They are not getting reservation policy from the government, and they are not getting any other special benefits because they are not in that affirmative action net of the government. Okay, so now they became marginalized. Yes, more. You got the idea? Okay, what are the points? Write down. Same points can be used anywhere you want, in the essay, in the ethics, in society's paper, in polity paper. That is why we are discussing this topic in detail. Okay, first, It is replacing one type of discrimination with other type of discrimination. One type of discrimination with other type of discrimination. Yes or no? Now it is the discrimination with the general category students, general category people. That is nothing but compensatory discrimination. Write down. It is replacing one type of discrimination with other type of discrimination. That is compensatory discrimination. That is compensatory discrimination. Second, it is it is further aggravating caste rigidities and hostilities. Further aggravating caste rigidities and hostilities. How many of you are from Bihar and UP? So you are very much, very well aware of the caste system in these, particularly these two states. Yes or no? Okay. सबको पता और सबका एक्सपीरियंस होना दो अलग अलग बात है. जिन्होंने वहां पे रहे हैं उन्होंने बहुत ज्यादा उसको ढंग से देखा होगा कि ये कास्ट रिजिडिटी, कास्ट हॉस्टिलिटी क्या होती है. नो नो नो, नहीं नहीं नहीं, नो नो. अबे बस 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 बस. बट caste system, caste hostilities are very much in these particular two states. Yes, caste riots, okay, यहाँ पे बहुत ज्यादा है. तो ये इसकी वजह से बढ़ रहा है, लड़ना नहीं है आपस में. नेक्स्ट, नेक्स्ट. यस, not because of population, because of the caste movement in these two states. Look at the political parties, regional political parties. These political parties are formed just because of the caste. In fact, we will be discussing that casteization of politics. Prime example is Bahujan Samajwadi Party. That particular party was formed around the caste only. Yes or no? So politicization of caste and casteization of politics. One of the best example. Yes, earlier you are invoking that caste identity to get the votes. Now you form the entire party, okay, for one caste only. Yes or no? That is casteization of politics. तो ये दोनों states जो है वो center point रहे हैं caste politics के. Yes. Next, mismatch hypothesis. Mismatch hypothesis. Everyone in atmosphere in Bihar caste system prevail without caste election is impossible in Bihar. Yes. Okay. Mismatch hypothesis. What is mismatch hypothesis? There is one very good data which was stated by Minister of State Education in Lok Sabha last year. What is mismatch hypothesis? Those reserved category students, okay, got admission in IITs, IIMs, and now they are getting dropout. Okay, they are dropping out from that, from those institutions because they are not matching the standards of education in those institutions. That is mismatch hypothesis. Example: Minister of State of Education in Lok Sabha. Minister of State of Education in Lok Sabha said that in the last 5 years, in the last 5 years, 13,600 students from reserved category. 13,600, ये बहुत ज्यादा नहीं है. 13,600 students from reserved category dropped out from IITs, IIMs, NITs, etc. IITs, IIMs, NITs, etc. That is mismatch hypothesis. They are not able to cope up, okay, in those institutions, because other general category students are very, okay, bright in nature, they are very intelligent, okay, they are getting 99.9 percentile. After that they are getting admission, and now you are getting less number and getting selected. So you are not able to cope up, okay, you are not able to compete in those institutions, and you are getting dropout. You got the idea? Next, this is mismatch hypothesis. Next, it is against the essence of meritocracy. It is against the essence of meritocracy. Essence of meritocracy. Or we can say compromising meritocracy. Yes, compromising the merit. Now, next, it became tool to meet narrow political ends. Tool to meet narrow political ends. Example, caste census in Bihar. Narrow political ends. It became tool, okay, to meet narrow political ends. Why? Okay. Yes. Okay, means their population is consistently decreasing in Bihar. Okay. So Kayastas are not getting reservation in Bihar. They are from general category. Yes. But just after the caste census data came out, they increased the reservation. So basically, their ultimate goal to conduct that caste census is to increase reservation. Okay, they did not, okay, bring any of the policy regarding kayasthas. You are saying yes, yes, but we are saying that it became the tool in the hands of politician. यस, लिखो लिखो जल्दी यार, बहुत सारा लिखना है, लिखिए जल्दी. Okay, okay, so it became the tool in the hands of politician to meet their narrow political ends. Okay, in fact, you can write down that Karnataka quota, uh, Karnataka bill to have reservation in private sector as well. Next, benefits of reservation have been appropriated by dominant caste. Benefits of reservation have been appropriated by dominant caste. Appropriated by dominant caste. Dominant caste, which further aggravated inequality. What is the meaning of dominant caste? Anyone? Not upper caste. Upper caste are not getting a reservation. Not lower caste. What is dominant caste? It is a concept. It is a concept, yes. Yes, yes. Dominant caste means that particular caste who are more in numbers, who are having significant vote bank, and because of that number, they included in the OBC list, and now they appropriate appropriated all the benefits. Certain caste which was specifically mentioned by Mandal Commission that these castes should not be included in that OBC list. Yadavs, Jats, Patels. Yes, मंडल कमीशन की रिपोर्ट पब्लिक डोमेन में है, आप लिख सकते हैं. These castes were specifically mentioned by whom? Mandal Commission. That these castes should not be included. These castes are dominant caste. Why? Because of their number, because of their land holding, because they are enjoying significant vote bank. Now they used all that vote bank. Yes, they pressurized the politician, and now these all castes included in the OBC list, and they appropriated all the benefits. ये बहुत कंट्रोवर्शियल क्लास है, देखो एग्जांपल इसका। एग्जांपल 90, ये one of the commission was constituted by government, that is Justice Rohini Commission for subcategorization of the caste. Okay, ये उनकी रिपोर्ट है। Write down 97% of all jobs and educational seats, 97% of all jobs and educational seats have gone to just 25%, have gone to just 25%, 25% of all subcastes classified in OBC, all subcastes classified in OBC. कितना? 97% of the total jobs acquired by only 25% of the caste which are mentioned in OBC. कौन होगी वो? Dominant caste. Name a few caste. Exactly. Okay. Now, if we are saying that adequate representation, now what about over representation? We can do something for over representation also. Yes or no? Because certain castes are over represented because they acquired 97% of the total jobs. What about them? How? एक बार रिजर्वेशन इंक्रीज हुआ तो वो रिड्यूस होता है क्या इंडिया में? Okay, that is why Justice Rohini Commission was constituted, okay, for sub categorization of caste. वो और ज्यादा कॉम्प्लेक्स होगा और कुछ नहीं होगा उससे। देखो नेक्स्ट, the feeling of relative deprivation among forward class, the feeling of relative deprivation among forward class. What is the feeling of relative deprivation? Relative deprivation among forward class या forward caste. What is this relative deprivation feeling? Because competition is much more, especially for general category student. Seats are very limited. Only 40% seats are open, and in state PSC's exam, only 25 to 30% seats are open. Okay, so there is cutthroat competition. Now, general category students are not getting selected. Okay, and the dominant caste that we mentioned, they are getting selected just by having reservation. Still they are not eligible, they are getting fake certificates and they are getting selected. So general category, the feeling of relative deprivation is arisen, okay, among general category student, that we are deprived. Okay, we are deprived from jobs, from scholarships, from our representation, just because of reservation. You got the idea? That is feeling of relative deprivation among general category students. Okay, and the last, poor people from upper caste without any social economic advantage. Poor category student or poor class, poor upper caste without any social economical advantage were reduced to being the marginalized section of the society. Were reduced to being the marginalized sections of the society. Marginalized sections of the society. Yes. ये तो अभी आया है. Okay. Still they are not getting benefit because of the fake certificate. EWS में भी हो गया भाई. Fake certificate बनवा रहे हैं लोग. Like I am working. Okay. I am earning more than 8 lakh. Okay. But if I want to have EWS certificate, then I can have that certificate, because the basis of that base financial year for this year's certificate will be 2023-24. Okay, but I am earning more than 8 lakh in 2024-25, so I can easily have that EWS certificate. They can be easily managed. They can be easily managed. Trust me, they can be easily managed. Yes. Okay. So still those people who are not having any reach, especially the general category students, okay, are reduced to the marginalized section of the society. Okay, fake certificates are issued. Okay, कुछ नहीं लगता है यार, बहुत कम पैसे में बनता है. ठीक है. Way forward. What is the way forward? What suggestion we can give? What are the appropriate suggestion? Okay, जो एग्जामिनर को अच्छे लगे. एग्जामिनर को अच्छा नहीं लगेगा ये. बताइए, बताइए, बताइए जल्दी से. Horizontal and vertical reservation is already there. Horizontal for caste, vertical for women, vertical horizontal for women, horizontal for person with disabilities. Yes, so horizontal reservation is already there. Vertical reservation is already there. Caste reservation is already there. We are providing reservation on the basis of caste, and now class reservation is also there, because EWS section is identified on the basis of class. Yes. So we are having all the four types of reservation. If you want, you can write that we have all the four types of reservation: vertical, horizontal, caste, and class. We have all four types of reservation. Vertical, we have vertical reservation. We have horizontal as well. Why? Because women, Divyangjan, we are giving reservation to them. Then caste, reservation on the basis of caste, and reservation on the basis of class as well. That is EWS section. नहीं. नहीं है, अभी तक नहीं है. आई होप कि आगे भी ना हो. Yes, what are the suggestions you can give? First, according to Supreme Court, creamy layer should be inserted. Supreme Court ने कहा था creamy layer should be inserted in STSC also. Yes, to exclude that elite section. That elite section, उस elite section को सिर्फ एक ही नुकसान होता है कि उनके स्टूडेंट को उठा के ट्रोल किया जाता है ट्विटर पे. Yes or no? इसके अलावा कुछ नहीं होता है. Okay, so creamy layer should be inserted in STSC also. Second, the concept of de-reservation should be introduced. The concept of de-reservation should be introduced. Concept of de-reservation should be introduced. That is, what is de-reservation? जिनका ओवर रिप्रेजेंटेशन है, आइडेंटिफाई देम एंड इंप्लीमेंट डी रिजर्वेशन. सेकेंड, जिनकी 3 फैमिली को रिजर्वेशन का फायदा मिल गया उनको बाहर करो. ओके, राइट डाउन. दैट इज आइडेंटिफाई ओवर रिप्रेजेंटेड सेक्शन. कैसे? ऐसा नहीं है कि उनको जॉब से निकाल रहे हैं, उनको रिजर्वेशन की लिस्ट से निकाल रहे हैं. आप ज्यादा क्यों सोच रहे हो? रिजर्वेशन की लिस्ट से निकालना जॉब से निकालना नहीं होगा. जॉब उनकी रहेगी, बट देयर ऑफस्प्रिंग्स विल नॉट गेट द बेनिफिट ऑफ रिजर्वेशन. दैट्स इट. वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट दिस. अरे गलती क्या है? ये किस टाइप का इमोशनल बिहेवियर है यार? बस हो गया, लिखो भाई, लिखो जल्दी, टाइम नहीं है यार, लिखो फटाफट. Yes. Identify overrepresented section and remove those section from reservation list. Whether they are ST, SC, OBC. Like one section from Rajasthan is overrepresentation. Overrepresented. Name that caste. Exactly. They are they are overrepresented. Okay, entire benefit of ST category from Rajasthan is appropriated by that particular section. Yes, you got the idea. So identify them, remove them. That is the concept of de-reservation. Second, third generation of that particular family. ये इसीलिए तो कंट्रोवर्शियल है ना बहुत ज्यादा, कि ये किसी की हिम्मत नहीं होगी, ये सिर्फ स्टूडेंट की हिम्मत है कि वो डिस्कस करके लिख लें. Third generation. Okay. Next, reservation is not a panacea. Reservation is not a panacea for the for all the problems of labor market. Reservation is not a panacea for all the problems of labor market. Labor market. Hence, hence, it should be restricted to the private sector only. Hence, it should be restricted to the private sector only. Yes or no? Because you are solving your unemployment problem with the help of reservation, especially in the private sector. So it is not a panacea. It should be restricted to government sector only. Third, a strong political will. A strong political will is indispensable. The strong political will is indispensable. Okay, to find an equilibrium. That equilibrium got disturbed. Okay, in a very bad manner. Yes, find that equilibrium between social justice and right to equality. Between social justice and right to equality. Right to equality. Okay, there is one statement from Justice Bela Trivedi. Okay, when she was delivering her judgment in Janhit Abhiyan case, she said, write down, at the end of 70 years, this is the best technique, okay, to criticize anyone. Okay, name some scholars, okay, some judges, okay. तो ये आपका criticism नहीं है, ये इनका है. At the end of 70 years of our independence, at the end of 70 years of independence, we need to revisit the system. We need to revisit the system of reservation. Revisit the system of reservation in the larger interest of the society. In the larger interest of the society. Society as a whole. In the larger interest of the society as a whole. As a step towards transformative constitutionalism. Okay, as a step towards transformative constitutionalism. Transformative constitutionalism. Okay, so Justice Bela Trivedi also said that, okay, there is a time, okay, when we should revisit that particular system. Okay, she is also suggesting that that system needs overhauling. Yes or no? Okay, next, Another judge in that same case said that a reservation is not an end. A reservation is not an end, rather a means to secure socio-economic justice. Rather a means to secure socio-economic justice. You should use these quotes, okay? है ना? ये जजेस के कोट्स हैं और बहुत है ना एक ऑथोरिटी दे करके आएंगे आंसर में. A reservation is not an end, rather a means to achieve socio-economic justice. It should not continue for indefinite period of time. It should not continue for indefinite period of time. Indefinite period of time. So as to become, so as to become, so as to become, so as to become a vested interest. So as to become vested interest. Yes? So it should not be continued for indefinite time. And now, for because of that indefinite time, now it became vested interest or not? Yes, it became vested interest in the hands of politicians. Okay. Third, and one of the most important statement for reservation, Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. Okay. To safeguard the principle of equality of opportunity, to safeguard the principle of equality of opportunity, reservation should always be confined. Reservation should always be confined to minority of the seats. To safeguard the principle of equality of opportunity, reservation should always be confined to minority of the seats. Reservation should be confined to the minority of the seats. Minority of the seats means it should not cross that 50% limit. Yes or no? Because reservation is nothing but an exception. Yes or no? It is exception to merit, exception to competition. Okay, that exception cannot be greater than norm. Yes or no? What is the norm? Merit, open competition. So merit should always remain greater, which means जो norm जो है, जो merit जो है, उनकी जो सीटें हैं वो हमेशा 50% से ज्यादा होनी चाहिए. Okay, that was the statement made by Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar himself, जिन्होंने constitution लिखा है. And look at what our politicians are saying. One politician, okay, वो पिछले एक साल से एक ही बात बोल रहे हैं, that when we come into power, then we will remove that 50% limit. Yes, and now he was also saying that, okay, हम संविधान को बचाएंगे. How? Whatever the statements you are making are contradictory in nature. Okay, because you are not following the mandate of the father of constitution himself. Okay. Next, Patna High Court, recent judgment of Patna High Court. Recent. Why Patna High Court gave this judgment recently? Because of that increased reservation after caste census in Bihar. Okay. So Patna High Court said, first, ये उन पॉलिटिशियंस को पढ़ना चाहिए डिटेल में, और यदि उनको समझ में नहीं आ रहा हो तो आपके कोई पहचान वाले हो तो समझाओ उनको कि सर ये ऐसा है. Adequate representation does not mean proportionate representation. Adequate representation does not mean proportionate representation. ठीक है? Now we are not saying, Patna High Court is saying the same thing, that adequate representation does not mean proportionate representation. Second, backward caste are already occupying 69% of the total jobs in Bihar. Backward caste are already occupying 69% of the total jobs in Bihar. Hence they are adequately represented. अच्छा, ये 69% में से भी कौन सी कास्ट होगी जो ओवर रिप्रेजेंटेड होगी? आप जानते हैं, ठीक है, बट नो बडी विल से एनीथिंग. Why? Because of the vote bank. Simple. Yes. So they are adequately represented. Third, 50% limit should not be crossed. 50% limit should not be crossed. Merit, next, merit cannot be compromised in the garb of social justice schemes. Merit cannot be compromised in the garb of social justice scheme. और जो हमने सजेशन दिया था कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ डी रिजर्वेशन, ओके, विच मेड यू इमोशनल, ओके, तो पटना हाई कोर्ट ने भी कहा है उस पे, अरे नहीं 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 ऐसा नहीं है, अरे मेरा भी नहीं है, मैं भी तो हंसी रहा हूं. ठीक है, सो the same statement was made by Patna High Court as well. Patna High Court said that there is a need to subcategorization. There is a need to subcategorize. There is a need to subcategorize the existing reservation. Subcategorize the existing reservation and exclude the caste. And exclude the caste. Exclude the caste which are already adequately represented, which are already adequately represented. Okay, you got the idea? This is all about reservation. Okay, some of our prime ministers also made certain statement regarding reservation. Write those down also. Okay, जब बहुत ज्यादा क्रिटिसिज्म, एकदम क्वेश्चन की टोन ही वैसी हो कि आपको सिर्फ क्रिटिसाइज करना है, तो आप लिखिएगा पंडित नेहरू. पूछा हुआ है और पूछा जाएगा. इन एनी ऑफ द, देखो एथिक्स में आ सकता है, ओके, सेम डेटा है, आपको वहां पर मॉडिफाई करके लिखना है. एथिक्स में पेपर 1 सोसाइटी एंड पेपर 2 पॉलिटी, 3 जगह पूछा जा सकता है सेम क्वेश्चन. ठीक है, इसीलिए हमने इतने सारे कोड से इतना सारा डेटा लिख लिया ताकि आपको रहे. अभी हमें कंपैरिजन और देखना है. अभी अपने पास 15 मिनट है. हम रिजर्वेशन पॉलिसी ऐसी ही अफर्मेटिव एक्शन पॉलिसी also implemented by in the United States as well. Okay, but US discontinued that policy. Okay, so we will also make comparison. Okay, yes, yes, यार वो आज का टॉपिक नहीं है, वो है ना, वो फिर सिविल सर्विसेज रिफॉर्म वाला टॉपिक है. एक दो दिन जब नेक्स्ट क्लास में कभी हम उसको उठाएंगे और उसको भी डिस्कस कर लेंगे. ऐसे ही वो न्यूज में आने दो, है ना, इस सेंस में आएगा न्यूज में, तो हम उसको उठा लेंगे एक बार. देखिए, पंडित नेहरू, दैट इज रिजर्वेशन मेक द कंट्री सेकंड रेट. रिजर्वेशन will make the country second rate or second grade. मिस्टर राजीव गांधी, उन्होंने भी एक स्टेटमेंट कहा था, और उनके सुपुत्र को चोरी बोलते हैं. ठीक है, ओबीसी रिजर्वेशन इज एन अटेम्प्ट टू डिवाइड द कंट्री ऑन कास्ट लाइंस. ओबीसी रिजर्वेशन is an attempt to divide the country on the caste lines. Interestingly, this statement was made by Mr. Rajiv Gandhi in the parliament when Mandal Commission report was discussed. Okay, that statement was made by Rajiv Gandhi in the parliament that OBC reservation is an attempt to divide the country on the caste lines. अरे तो ऑपोजिशन में तो आपका स्टैंड इतना रेडिकली चेंज थोड़ी ना होगा। ओपिनियन तो ओपिनियन रहता है ना, कि इंसान पावर के लिए कुछ भी कर सकता है। अब ये तो होता ही है, लेकिन ठीक है। नाउ इट इज क्लियर। रिसेंटली एक दूसरी न्यूज भी हम कर लेते हैं कवर, दैट रिसेंटली कर्नाटक गवर्नमेंट पास्ड recently Karnataka government passed a bill which mandate reservation for locals reservation for locals in private sector reservation for locals in private sector, that is 75%, that is 75% for non-management position, 75% for non-management position, and 50% for management position. 50% for management position. 50% for management position. Okay. Earlier, earlier, the same attempts were made by Madhya Pradesh, Haryana, and Jharkhand. Yes or no? ये मध्य प्रदेश में भी हुआ था। मध्य प्रदेश, हरियाणा एंड झारखंड। मध्य प्रदेश, हरियाणा एंड झारखंड। Okay, now give some arguments in favor of this. Give some arguments. Can we support? Okay, locals are not getting adequate jobs because of the outsiders. Okay, so rather than training them, we should provide them reservation, and it will solve all the problems. मैं तो अभी सपोर्ट में बात हो रही है। यस, हाउ? And we are saying that Bangalore is the Silicon Valley of India, and Silicon Valley will work efficiently, okay, by looking at अपनों को। ऐसा है क्या? नहीं यार। What are the arguments that we can give in this favor of private sector reservation? I don't think any argument will be suffice. लिख लो फिर भी। Economic equity and balanced regional growth. Although balanced regional growth, Karnataka is already okay, heavily industrialized. फिर भी कहाँ से होगा यार? एक ही है बस, कल्चरल प्रिजर्वेशन है। लिख लो, कल्चरल प्रिजर्वेशन। कल्चरल प्रिजर्वेशन। बैलेंस्ड रीजनल ग्रोथ तो नहीं है। बिहार का है तो समझ में भी आता है, कर्नाटक में थोड़ी आएगा। यस और नो? तो आए ना ऐसा तो लिखना, देयर इज नो आर्ग्यूमेंट इन सपोर्ट ऑफ दैट। ओके, व्हाट आर द अगेंस्ट? ओके, against the fundamental right, you cannot impose reservation policy in the private sector. 50% तो लिमिट है ही। more discrimination, okay, it will it will further leads to the okay regional consciousness, okay, it will further aggravate the situation of regionalism. Yes to yes, linguistic regionalism, which is already very much prevalent in Karnataka. Yes, that Kannadiga pride issue, okay, so it will further aggravate the same thing. Arey bus. Very good, very good, good point. Yes, constitutional morality is violated. Very good. Next. Huh? Hatred. Yes, वही regionalism. Acute sense of regionalism will be promoted. Write down. It will promote linguistic regionalism. Yes, linguistic regionalism. Second, aggravate the aggravate the social tension between locals and outsiders. Between locals and outsiders. Between locals and outsiders. That is son of soil concept. Yes, son of soil concept. Next, violation of principle of equality and constitutional morality. Violation of principle of equality and constitutional morality. Yes. Next, it will impact business competitiveness, business competitiveness, and deter domestic and international investors. And deter domestic and international investors. Domestic and international investor. And last, constitutional and legal challenge. Constitutional and legal challenge. Constitutional and legal challenge. That is Punjab and Haryana High Court already. Punjab and Haryana High Court already declared already declared Punjab and Haryana High Court already declared such law of Haryana government unconstitutional. Such law of Haryana government unconstitutional. Such law of Haryana government unconstitutional. Next point. Supreme Court in Dr. Pradeep Jain case. So Supreme Court in Dr. Pradeep Jain case. 1984. Okay. A candidate cannot be excluded. A candidate cannot be excluded. Cannot be excluded on the domicile criteria. On the domicile criteria. Domicile criteria. Okay. So these are legal challenges. Supreme Court and High Courts already declared that you cannot implement private quota in the private sector. Okay, you got the idea. Apart from that, we have discussed educational reservation in educational institution, reservation in government jobs. Now last, political representation. Write down certain provisions regarding political representation. क्या क्या है पॉलिटिकल रिप्रेजेंटेशन से रिलेटेड प्रोविजंस? हाँ, आर्टिकल 243D, आर्टिकल 243D, आर्टिकल 243T, राइट डाउन 243D, 243T, आर्टिकल 330 and article 332. D for Panchayati Raj institution, ST and SC. For municipalities, ST and SC, according to the proportion of their population. 330 in Lok Sabha, SC and ST, according to proportion of their population. And Legislative Assembly, SC and ST, according to proportion in the population. Yes, these provisions are related to political representation. Yes. Then 106th Constitutional Amendment Act 2023 या 24 में आया था ये नारी वंदन अधिनियम. ये अभी इसी साल का है ना. ये लास्ट ईयर आया था 23 में आया था शायद, है ना. 23 106th Constitutional Amendment Act 203. So Article 330A will be added. That will provide 1/3 of the total seats for women in Lok Sabha, and 332A will be added for Legislative Assembly, 1/3 seats for the woman. That is Nari Shakti Vandan Adhiniyam. नारी शक्ति वंदन अधिनियम. 330A, 332 and 239AA. 239, Article 239AA is related to Delhi Assembly. Delhi Assembly. This is the example of that horizontal reservation जो आप बोल रहे थे ना, horizontal, वो ये horizontal reservation का example है. ठीक है. 1/3 seats for women. What are other provisions of this particular act apart from these 5, 1, 2 and 3 provisions? Those 1/3 seats will be rotated after every election. रोटेशन मतलब क्या होता है? Like for ST and SC, seats are fixed, okay, but woman reserved seats will be rotated, okay, huh? Yes, like Panchayati Raj institution, seats are rotating, okay, for women especially. Otherwise, seats are fixed, like yes. So, लिख लो 1/3 seats, a rotation of the seats. Second provision is a rotation of the seats. Rotation of the seats to different constituency. Rotation of the seats to different constituency. Okay, after every year, that seat will be rotated. Okay. And third, the act shall remain in force. The act shall remain in force till 15 years of the commencement. The act shall remain in force till the 15 years of the commencement. Okay? जब इसकी 15 साल है तो बाकियों की 70 साल से क्यों चल रही है? Yes, the question is this. Because of politics. Okay? What are the advantage of this women's reservation bill? Last Lok Sabha, only 14% women, okay, got elected. That is 78 out of 545 MPs of Lok Sabha. Okay, so women are not adequately represented. That is why 1/3 reservation is given. Second, why adequate representation is necessary? Why? Reason? Huh? Women's participation in politics, or very good, formation of policies and schemes from women's perspective. Okay, participation of women, especially adequate participation of women in legislature, will bring diverse perspective or women's perspective in that particular policy program, or okay, in any of the legislation. Very good. More? और क्या होगा? Look, this particular act will be implemented after next delimitation, that is pending on 2026. Okay, और और क्या होगा? ये क्वेश्चन यूपीएससी प्री ने पूछा था इस बार, अभी 24 में आ चुका है ये पूरा। पहला ही स्टेटमेंट था कि दिस पर्टिकुलर एक्ट विल बी इम्प्लीमेंटेड फ्रॉम नाउ ऑनवर्ड्स, नहीं, आफ्टर 2026 इम्प्लीमेंट होगा ये। यस, एक there is a phenomena in panchayati raj institution or in municipality, that is pradhanpati, that is pradhanpati. Okay, what if the same phenomena, okay, will be replicated in these seats? There are chances or not? There are chances. Okay, so this is the negative aspect also. Okay, that ba bahu, क्या था वो, बहन बहू और बेटी, yes, okay, those triple B will got represented. Okay, जो ऑलरेडी established politician है उन्हीं के these triple B, that is sister, wife and mother daughter, okay, they will get representation. So these are certain negative aspect. Voters will be having less choice. Yes. What about voters choice? If they, okay, they are not agreeing with those candidates, but that particular seat is reserved for women. Yes, so less choice for voters. Discrimination against men. What about those male candidates? Why? One third seats are reserved. Okay, now they cannot contest election from that particular seat. So it is discriminatory towards the man also. हम नेगेटिव में भी बोल रहे हैं ना, अभी पॉजिटिव बोल दिया हमने, तो अब नेगेटिव ये है उसका। हाउ? अरे तो नो नो नो, अरे बस लड़ना नहीं है, अरे लड़ना नहीं है ऐसे। बट दीज आर द आर्ग्यूमेंट्स, ये मेरे पॉइंट्स नहीं है, दीज आर द आर्ग्यूमेंट्स गिवन बाय द सम क्रिटिक्स, ओके, गिवन बाय सम क्रिटिक्स दैट इट विल बी डिस्क्रिमिनेटरी. This is the same argument that general category students are giving for reservation in public jobs and in other, okay, other types of reservation, that it is discriminatory towards general category student. So the same arguments are given by those male candidates for women reservation. Simple है. Okay, ये कुछ पांच छह arguments हैं regarding, okay, that will be provided in that handout. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, रुक जाओ. Okay, so we will continue our current affairs classes in this manner. जो भी उस हफ्ते में न्यूज में होगा, जो टॉपिक बहुत ज्यादा न्यूज में रहा होगा, okay, we will not going to cover those factual things. Okay, we will pick certain important topics and we will discuss those 2 to 3 topics in detail. Okay, is this okay for you? या वो फैक्चुअल वाले पे जाएं कि मैं फैक्ट बताऊं और आप उसको लिखते जाओ, बैठते जाओ? नो? ओके, सो वी विल कंटिन्यू अवर करंट अफेयर्स क्लासेस इन दिस मैनर. ओके, थैंक यू.